Welcome to 2 out of 3 Recommend. I'm Lee.
And I'm Brett.
We're two brothers out of three getting together to chat.
And recommend drinks, movies, shows, and things to keep you busy.
Welcome to another episode of 2 out of 3 Recommend. We are 2 out of 3 brothers recommending stuff for life. Hello, Brett.
Hello, Lee.
How are you?
I am good. How are you?
Good. Just let me put the finishing touches on the studio.
We're good.
And then we're ready to go.
All right.
Yeah, we are ready to go. It's been at least 3 weeks since we've had a Bilsons.
Yeah, let's do
So
another
I
one.
bought one.
Okay, what have we got this time?
Portello,
Oh, Portello.
which is a bit of nostalgia.
It tastes like the 70s.
I used to love a Portello.
Speaking of nostalgia, you
Yep.
know what I bought for the office?
What?
At work the other day? TikToks. The biscuit,
Oh, the
not
biscuits,
the app.
not the app.
Oh,
Speaking of
not the
TikToks,
Kesha song.
we have to put our cans in apps because we actually
In
had
our
a video
apps, in
in
apps.
our bloody stubby holders, which is also merch placement for people on the YouTube, because we had a video taken down from TikTok
Yeah.
for displaying alcoholic products during our videos.
Cheers.
So cheers, Bilsons.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
Portello.
Portello.
That's what Portello is. All right.
Yeah.
I had something else in my mind that I think might be sarsaparilla.
Yeah, I occasionally would get them confused too. I don't know what Portello is. Is it meant to be the idea of port, but for kids? Like,
No,
Okay.
I don't know.
Portello, also known as Portino or Ruby Mellow, is a carbonated grape and berry flavoured soft drink.
Yeah.
Its rich and fruity flavour can be compared to port wine, which inspired the
No.
drink's name, or cola.
Fuck. All right.
No.
So it's a made-up thing.
It's a made-up thing, and I think it is like port, but for kids. So
Yeah.
how come this is still allowed to be called hard Portello, and we're not allowed to call it hard Solo?
Yeah, because it's got in there something, doesn't it? Vodka is quite clearly on the label.
Well, yeah, I more meant like Kirk's Portello.
Yeah, but that's
Not
not
Bilson's
okay,
Portello.
yeah, but it's not alcoholic.
Yeah, but the original Portello.
This is one standard drink. It's barely alcoholic
Yeah, true.
either. So.
Yeah,
I did.
well done, Bilsons.
Nostalgia. I did buy some TikToks for the office.
Oh, TikTok biscuits.
And that might lead into my question/rant later on.
I speaking of biscuits, I'm reading a book called The Tea Ladies, and it's set in the 60s.
Okay.
And so there are tea ladies. You know, in the olden days, you
know
didn't
what?
have to go and put your own Nescafe in your own mug.
Now, when you say olden days,
Yeah.
that's not as long ago with some places. It wasn't. It was like maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah.
In some places, still had tea ladies.
Still had a tea lady before
Yeah.
Google put a barista in their office. So every other company decided that that's the thing you need
Yeah,
to do to keep
yeah.
your employees happy rather than pay them.
And of all, yeah, yes. Anyway, moving on.
So one of the things of this main character tea lady is that she knows everybody's biscuit.
Oh, okay.
And the
I'm
writer...
a shortbread cream.
Yeah, the writer has done a good job in making that a thing of the main character knowing everyone, but also like this guy is kind of boring and he likes some arrowroot. Like the biscuit matches the personality.
Oh, okay.
And like this person likes...
Do I bring up Heggedy Peg again about the kids that got food? Anyway,
this?
that's a callback.
This person likes an iced Vovo, but they always scrape the fondant off the top before they eat the biscuit. So, like, it's a bit of an insight into the personality according to your favourite biscuit. I like a Nice.
I'm a shortbread cream.
If
Of an Arnott's variety pack,
Yeah.
shortbread cream, or a Monte Carlo.
Kingston in that box for me, Kingston. I do think your type of biscuit, and I don't want to bring up shapes again, says a lot about your personality.
Yep.
If I don't go a milk coffee, but I like an arrowroot or a Nice if I'm feeling a little bit fancy.
Okay.
It's got the sugar on top.
You know what I had the other... Oh, what are they called? We started this thing at work. We used to just get the standard packet, but now we're just buying randoms. in the
Okay.
supermarket.
Yep.
Let's mix things up a bit.
Just go whatever's on special.
Venetians, people freaked out.
What are Venetians?
They're the one that are like biscuit, and then it's the white icing, and I think there's like sultanery bits in it. I can't remember. I don't like them, so I didn't eat them. And then there were those other ones that are like biscuit,
Yep.
raspberry,
Yep.
biscuit with the like hole in the middle,
And you squeeze.
and sugar on the top.
Is it raspberry jam? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a one hole
Yeah,
in the middle. Yeah.
I can't remember what they're called.
I had a packet of them last week. Raspberry shortcake.
Is that what they're called?
Yep.
I said it was like, I ate it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I went back to when we used to go to church with grandma and grandpa.
Yes.
After church biscuits.
After church biscuits.
Anyway.
We are not, snacks aren't our biscuits today.
Oh, no, they're not. Shit.
We have a snack and it's not a biscuit.
It's a chip.
It is
It's
a chip.
Doritos street art collection, and it's the Boss Taco.
You know what?
When they smell like
When I saw
crap.
that, I was like, oh, he's bought these because they're on special.
No, they were not. They were a bit smaller than they're a smaller pack than a regular Dorito pack, I think.
They don't look like they've got extra types of flavours on them.
They smell interesting. So
Street art collection. So is this street artist, Cara Jane Diffie,
I don't think she made up the flavour.
known for tacos? Like, what's the association?
I don't
here?
know, Lee. It's just, a cool packet. I don't know.
Cheers.
Anyway, cheers.
Just dropped half of one of them.
You know what? Tastes like a taco.
You know what? It actually mostly tastes of salsa.
Yep, that's true.
It's like you forgot to put the beef in.
Yeah. It's not bad. But I would also just make tacos. Although this is easier, but...
And also just buy cheese supreme, let's be honest.
Mexicana.
They really peaked, I think, with cheese supreme Doritos. That's enough for me.
They're not bad. I'll eat them later.
All right, you can eat them. Can I introduce a potentially new segment? Oh, no, we're meant to be what we've watched. I watched Predator.
The movie. The
Yeah.
old movie.
Yeah, because Varley Carl Weathers.
Oh, yes.
Because we killed him by watching Rocky.
We killed him by mentioning the name Rocky.
Yeah. So it's exactly what, like, it's just 80s Arnie action type film.
Yep.
With a little bit of sci-fi in there, which seems to be Arnie's thing, you know, Terminator and whatever. It's just good. Stuff blows up. There's blood.
Yep.
People get killed. It's the 80s.
It is what it is.
So there's jokes about vaginas and a not super well represented Indigenous American man.
Oh, God.
Who basically is just like Arnie just goes, hey, find out where that guy walked off to. He's basically just the tracker of this like special ops team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is
Interesting.
not a great representation. But other than that, it's a good action movie. Mm-hmm. And there is, as we talked about in our Rocky episode, the big handshake with the big bulging biceps. Carl Weathers is considerably bigger in this movie than he is as Apollo Creed.
Yeah.
And Dylan, you son of a bitch.
Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper.
Is that Predator?
Yeah, that's Predator.
Okay, great. Iconic.
So that could be on the list. Don't put Predator versus Alien on the list because I don't want to watch it. But I'll watch Predator. That's mainly what I've watched this week, other than the movie that we need to watch for Two Drink Cinema and Abbott Elementary.
Okay. Sitcom.
Yeah.
I continued going to the cinema to watch movies that were based on a stage show that were based on a movie.
Mean Girls?
I saw Mean Girls. I was like, did that make sense? Did I do that backwards? Look, it is not the original.
It was written by Tina Fey, though, wasn't it?
It was.
Okay.
There are the same. You know what?
Okay.
In the original,
Yep.
it's a lot. I feel like there's a bigger build up of what they're trying to do in terms of get
haven't
to
seen
the
it for
Mean
ages.
Girls, right?
Get back at the Mean
Get back
Girls.
there and ruin their life.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's fun because they're the nice ones. And then in this, it's just like, yep, done. Oh, wait, here's 3 songs. It's also very clunky.
Oh, really?
There are 2 directors of the movie, and it kind of gives off that it's like something, and we're having a conversation, song. I'm like, what the fuck? It's just a bit strange.
The tagline, "This isn't your mother's Mean Girls."
Yeah, terrible.
What do you
Right?
think?
Well, I think the part of the reason they're doing it is so if I'm a mum
Yeah.
who loved this movie 20 years ago, I'm taking my kid to see it now.
Yeah. But didn't I see a bit like people that were the Mean Girls watching age in 2004 aren't having kids? No, but that doesn't make sense because it was 20 years ago.
Yeah. So you could have been 25, 20 years ago. You're watching Mean Girls.
That's true.
It's interesting also.
But then there were a lot of millennial women
Yeah.
tweeting like this one in this article. When the new Mean Girls trailer called me old with the tagline,
Yeah.
"This isn't your mother's Mean Girls."
It's interesting because there's a few people that return. Like Tina Fey's in it again as the same character.
Yep.
The principal's the same guy, as
Yep.
the people in the cinema pointed out.
Did you go and see Mean Girls with old ladies again?
No,
Oh.
it was just
Idiots.
dumb. That's the guy from the first one. Jesus Christ.
Oh, did they say it like with surprise or annoyance?
Yeah, I think so.
Like, of course there's going to be the same people from the first one.
Yeah.
Stupid.
But there was interesting bits that they kind of cut out, or they had to change certain bits, you know. They fugly. So you know when they're doing like in the book, and they said such and such is a fugly slut in the old one.
Yep.
They changed that, and she's a fugly cow.
Yeah. We don't slut shame these days.
Yeah, but then part of the thing is that women shouldn't slut shame other women. So now it's just like, now you just shouldn't make fun of other women. The girls in the school shouldn't make fun of the other girls.
Okay, yeah.
So I found it a bit like, why is that of all the things to change, one of the things to change? Anyway, I get the slut shaming thing, whatever. It wasn't as good. The guy who plays Damien, the fat gay one,
Yep.
like highlight of the movie.
He's back.
No, it's a different guy.
Oh, okay. Are all the men in this cast going to end up gay like all the men in the original?
Well, one of them already is.
They all already were, actually, in the first Mean Girls. Are they going to end up all coming out? Because that's one of the
maybe.
things. That's one of the things about the first Mean Girls movie,
Yeah.
is that they're all now out gays.
Yeah, but there's funny, I think that by adding in, I don't know if the stage show is longer, but by adding in the songs, it takes out certain bits of the story that add to the original story that help it be a good movie and a good story
Okay,
that doesn't quite work.
yeah, that makes sense. They're not very storytelling stories. Like the songs.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
songs don't tell much story.
They
Are they original songs or
they're-
jukeboxes?
they're original songs.
Okay.
They're all right. I just think they could have done more.
Because I feel
And
like...
there's also fourth wall shit that I'm like, ugh, no. From the start, I was like, fuck. They did it like I'm making a TikTok, and then it actually looked pretty good. They would like, let's make a TikTok.
Yeah.
And so it's just on the screen, and then like widen out to an actual like movie screen. I'm like, oh, that
okay.
looks really cool.
Did one director direct the TikToks?
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
other directed anything wide? I thought it could have been a jukebox musical because I feel like anything that is playing on nostalgia just goes jukebox. And like, so you just put songs from the mid-2000s
Yeah.
in a 2024 musical.
But it is set mid, modern day.
Yeah, but that doesn't... Like, Trolls
Yeah,
is
true.
full of boy band songs.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Trolls 2 as well.
Yeah. So there were some funny bits. Some of the songs really catchy. Again, like I said about The Colour Purple,
Yeah.
it was very hard to watch and not just go, that's the same. Like, that's not as good as the original. Especially when some of the lines are just, the same.
The equivalent.
And
All
I'm
the
like,
same.
you're no Amanda Seyfried. You're not doing this as well.
No.
She's no Lindsay Lohan, let me tell you. But she's Australian, so we'll give her a thing.
Oh, and Gary Rice.
Yeah. And Gary, yeah.
Isn't that her name?
This might be a little spoiler, I don't know. But Lindsay Lohan makes a little cameo in there.
Oh, that wouldn't have surprised me.
And then people in the cinema were like, oh, is that Lindsay Lohan? I'm like, please.
Oh, is that Lindsay
Get out.
Lohan? Get out. Christopher Briney. Is he the main attractive boy?
Aaron Samuels?
Yep.
Yeah, if you call him that.
John Hamm. Ugh.
Yeah, so I don't know if he's going to come out soon as well. That would be surprising.
Tim Meadows, we probably would have heard about it by now, the principal.
Yeah.
Renee Rapp, Avantika Vandanapu, and Gary Rice, Christopher Briney, Tina Fey, Jenna Fisher.
Yeah, she's her mum.
Yeah. Okay.
But you can also tell the people in the cast who are singers and who's Jenna Fisher and Gary Rice.
Okay, yeah. Is it in the same universe? Or is it just another Mean Girls movie?
It's just another Mean Girls. It's not like the same school 20 years later. It's the same story, the same characters 20 years later.
So it's not Renee Rapp plays Lindsay Lohan's daughter? Not one of those?
No.
Okay, it's just another Mean Girls movie.
Yeah.
Which is why they're called Regina, Karen and Katie.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Gretchen Wieners.
Well, Gretchen is like 12th on the
Really?
cast list on Google. Yeah. It goes Renee Rapp, Avantika Vandanapu, and Gary Rice, Christopher Briney, Tina Fey, Jenna Fisher, Ashley Park, Busy Phillips, Olivia Cravallo, then Baby Wood, Gretchen Wiener.
Weird.
After Ashley Park, whose character's name is not mentioned. Then
She's
there's
a
two
teacher.
other people, then Gretchen Wiener.
She's a teacher and she's in maybe 2 scenes.
She's one step above the principal.
Anyway, yeah.
That's Google. We don't trust Google always with the cast either.
No.
All right. Good. Recommend?
I would recommend, if you like the first one, you'll like this. Just be prepared that it's not as good.
All right. I watched something that I can't recommend.
Oh.
I went to the opera.
Here.
Yeah. Which Shane said going to an opera, and I corrected him. I said, you have to say going to the opera.
The opera.
Because it sounds much more fancy, even though it was at the Palais Theatre, not like the State Theatre or something.
It's pronounced Palace. Palace.
The Palais Theatre.
The Palace Theatre.
We went to see Victorian Opera's production of Candide.
Okay.
Which is timed very well because it was written by Bradley Cooper. Leonard Bernstein.
Yeah, okay, sorry. I knew it wasn't written by Bradley Cooper, but then I was trying to work out where the joke was, and then I got there. Okay,
good.
Great.
So it is the opera that he wrote in the 50s.
Yep.
Before West Side Story. And then it's been reworked a lot. It was kind of reworked and re-released in the 60s, a lot shorter and a lot punchier. Mm-hmm. And this production is very good. Eddie Perfect plays one of the main characters who is also essentially the narrator.
Okay.
And then some other people that I've not heard of, but if you know... Well, one of the guy who plays Candide was in Hamilton, the Australian productions of Hamilton.
Right.
So if you've seen them, you will know him. The orchestra is Orchestra Victoria, conducted by Ben Northey, who is a very fun conductor. Yep. It's a very fun show. They did quirky costumes and quirky sets, which seems to be the way to do it. And the opera itself, I hadn't seen it before, it's not strictly an opera because there's a lot of dialogue in there.
Right.
So it's probably a light opera.
Okay.
But the opera itself is very good. It's very naughty and a bit raunchy.
Ooh.
And a bit... I don't know if it's this production or the original, but quite queer. Mm-hmm. And very funny and works as a story. It's based on a novel, like a classic French novel.
Yeah.
But the way that they've written the opera takes the piss out of opera. Like it's things like the narrator will say, at the precise moment that Candide arrived in Venice, it was the same time as this person walked past. Like, so it's little bit meta probably for you.
Yeah, yeah.
But in that way, being a bit satirical of opera and things happen very quickly and there's lots of like disasters that you think this is not going to happen to one person. But then when you watch a classic opera, you're like, well, that's the same.
Yeah.
You know, this boat crashing and this person dying and this person singing an aria and then dying. It doesn't make sense. So it was very good. And I keep reminding myself when I go to see stage shows that I should go and see more.
Yes.
We have Wicked.
I will be seeing Wicked.
Coming up soon. Not the movie, the stage.
Oh, well, I'll be seeing that too.
And I do want to go and see Rent.
Yep, I'll be seeing that soon.
Australian production of Rent coming or on kind of starting now, I think. It
Yep.
will start by the time this episode comes out.
Yes.
The Wicked trailer came out.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Looks fucking good.
Yeah, it does.
I then watched some reaction things.
Actually, Michelle Yeoh is absolutely making the most of things right now.
Oh,
is she not?
she's like, give me every part.
Yeah, and she's like, this is my moment. I'm going to take every part.
Yeah.
But
Good or bad?
Well, but in the last few years, she hasn't missed much.
No.
Like there was that show that I've forgotten the name of,
American
where she
Born
plays
Chinese.
the mum of the American-born Chinese. That Brother's Son, she's in.
Yeah.
Everything Everywhere All at Once. And now in Wicked, as well as other things. Haunting in Venice, I saw her in.
Yeah.
Even though that was a brief part. Reaction videos.
I watched a reaction video. And then it was like every time they showed Ariana Grande, this group of people were like, ah! Like it was a surprise that she's in it. I'm like, it was announced like she was the first person in the cast. Like, what the hell, people?
Well, it was announced at the same time. It was like, we're doing Wicked, Ariana Grande's going to be in it.
Yeah.
Like, also, I saw another reaction, a reaction to reactions,
Okay.
right? Because there have been idiots
Yep.
complaining that Cynthia Erivo is playing Elphaba
Yep.
because she's black. And Adina Menzel, Adele Dazeem, is not black. And this person
The
on
bitch
TikTok...
is green.
Yeah, that's exactly what this person on TikTok was like. It doesn't matter. Elphaba is green.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whether you paint a white or a black chick green. She is green.
There is no green actress out there being like, I can't believe you took this part from me.
And no one... Yeah. And no one wrote it. Like, even back to The Wizard of Oz, the novel,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Frank Baum didn't write it being this is a white person playing a green witch.
Yes.
The story
It's just
isn't...
always been a white person.
Yeah.
But there's been Broadway productions where
Yes.
they haven't been white.
Yeah. But the only thing people know of Wicked is Adele Dazeem.
Yeah.
And so that's what they think Wicked is.
They're wickedly talented. Cue the clip.
All they think is Adina Menzel and...
Kristen Chenoweth.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I follow her on TikTok now, but still, she's blank. She did a funny TikTok. She's like, I'm Kristen Chenoweth. Of course I have an 8x10 frame picture of me winning the Grammy.
I saw that. Yeah. Very funny.
I'm over that trend on TikTok, though. Of course
We're millennials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm more sick of the trend that's come second.
Okay.
So it would be like, what's the one anyway, it's where someone says something,
Oh, yes, it's like, where this, of course, that, and somebody goes, wait, what do you mean?
No, it's this one I saw the other day. Like, we're Australians in Japan. Of course we're going to drink Centauri minus 96. It's 9% over here. And then the next person's like, we're Australians in Japan. Of course we're going to do the accent. And then the camera goes down and
Yes.
they have a discussion.
Yeah.
No, that's not what we do. Like,
Yeah.
TikToks are scripted. We know you've scripted this.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm over that trend, so please stop. Not that I'll stop scrolling on TikTok or whatever. So,
But you're talking about it now, so you're going to get more of them in your algorithm.
algo. Did you just
your algorithm.
I'm just going to call it an
He
algo.
invented the internet, Al Gore.
I'm surprised Australians don't call the algorithm the algo already.
My algo is a mess.
Yeah, I'm
that
gonna start
works.
it.
Yeah, great.
It's on.
You heard it here first, everyone. Hope this gets on everybody's algo. I'm an alcoholic.
I'm going to chop this. Well, social media.
Social media.
Neil's an alcoholic.
That's what you call it when you're addicted to TikTok, scrolling on your
alcoholic.
algo. You're alcoholic.
Done. I've got to make this
Done.
a TikTok so that
Urban
it makes
Dictionary.
a trend. Oh, yeah. I'll log it right now. I won't. We've got an episode to record.
Speaking of things that are scripted,
Yes, please.
I watched a reality TV show on Netflix. You know how we watch The Mole?
Oh, yeah. The new one or the Grand Bowler?
The new one.
Yep.
There's this new one called Trust.
Different to Traitors.
Different to Traitors.
Different to the Mole.
Different to The Mole.
Okay.
Right?
Are they all obviously actors?
Yes. In my opinion, yes. So they get 12 normal day, everyday Americans go live in a mansion or a house or whatever.
Yep.
And they go, you have this much in the trust. And then
On
if
the
you
bank.
work together, you can all get to the end and share the trust.
Yep.
But then whatever it is, then you vote people out because you don't trust them.
Oh, good double meaning of trust there.
Yeah,
Well
right.
done.
And then
Someone got paid millions of dollars
Yes.
to come up with that.
but then okay, for me it doesn't make sense.
Okay.
There is, say, $250,000
Yep.
and 12 people. So whoever
Okay.
gets to the end shares it.
Yeah.
Why do I not want to vote you out? It's all like, oh, we should work together and not
Can you increase?
not kick these. I think so, but not kick these people out. Blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, but then there's less money for you in the end. It doesn't make sense to me.
Unless more people, when you do challenges, you can add money to the trust.
I can't remember them doing that.
Odd.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Yeah, that is odd.
It's dumb. I watched 3 episodes and I'm like, this is too much. I'm done. So I don't recommend it. There you go.
All right, good. We do a lot of recommending. We don't do as much not recommending.
I just think it's ridiculous.
Can I tell you something that gets me unnecessarily annoyed?
Swifties.
This could be a new segment.
Okay.
When you presumably, right, let's say the average concert ticket is $150.
Yeah.
We're talking about concerts, right?
Yep.
We're going to go to one today.
Yep.
Not Swift. If you've spent $150, right, you would assume you are a fan to a certain extent.
Yep.
Okay. What gets unnecessarily annoying to me, or I overreact with annoyance, is when it takes the audience 8 bars to realise what song's being played.
Yeah.
Right? My husband is playing in a Paul McCartney tribute show, which means he's been practicing a lot of Paul McCartney, and I've heard a lot of Paul McCartney around the house.
Yeah. More than usual.
One of his songs, if you're a fan of Paul McCartney,
Done. Drive my car.
is
Easy.
Maybe I'm Amazed.
Yep. If you play that backwards, a great vegan recipe for something. Thank you. The Simpsons reference. Yep.
And there's this, the song ends with this kind of going up the piano bit, right? And in this live version, he obviously moved from playing the bass to playing the piano, and then he was playing a bit and then played that going up the piano bit. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't until he started playing the song and then said the words, maybe I'm amazed that people cheered.
Right.
I'm like, oh, come on.
Some people don't have the same ear, but you should know.
No, sometimes as a musician,
Yeah.
like when I go and see Thirsty Merc, Ray will play like a piano solo before a song.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll be able to guess from the chords that he's using in the piano solo what the song's going to be.
Yeah.
And I'll turn to Shane and I'll be like, it's going to be 20 Good Reasons. And
I do that in clubs.
then it will be 20 Good Reasons and people will cheer. I'm okay with that because he's not playing the melody from 20 Good Reasons.
Yeah, okay.
But
yeah,
Paul
yeah, yeah.
McCartney played a bit from the bridge
Paul McCartney was there.
as an intro.
Wow.
At this live version, and people didn't get it till he said the words. Maybe I'm
That was
amazed.
like me when we went and saw The Cause.
Yes,
And we were there and they go, bling, and I go, oh, so young.
so
But I think I agree. I do that in clubs with the leading, because, you know, like there'll be a DJ
and there's the crossover.
and they cross over and I'll be standing there with my friends. I'm like, oh, I think this is Katy Perry. And it's Katy Perry.
And they'll be like, "What? Where did you hear
How'd you
Katy
get that?"
Perry?"
Yeah.
Like because you can hear her voice in the background of this
And
Lady
then I'll sing
Gaga
the
song.
harmonies.
Anyway, that's something that gets me more annoyed than it should,
Yes, it does.
and that's my rant for this week a little bit.
Maybe, yeah. I should have gone and trolled the Swifties and sat in the crowd. You know, I heard this thing. So, okay.
You would have actually
There-
would have gotten killed by people if you went to
Yeah.
the Taylor Swift
Yeah.
concert with no interest in Taylor
Yeah,
Swift.
I would have said, like, oh, what's this song? And they'd be like, Love Story. I'm like, I don't think I know this one.
And then the person next to you whose friend didn't get a ticket
Yeah.
would have shanked you.
Yeah, exactly. It would have stabbed me with their ears to a cup straw.
Stolen your phone
Yeah.
and then run out the front where someone's tailgating
Oh,
and then brought them in.
don't get me started. I heard that there was someone that bought tickets to all 3 shows in Melbourne.
Yeah.
How fucking greedy and selfish.
Yeah, people were talking about that during the week. It is a bit nuts, considering I know other people that are like driving to Sydney because that's the only place they could get tickets.
Yeah. Anyway.
Speaking of Paul McCartney and Taylor Swift, I read this stat during the week. I follow the Australian Bureau of Statistics, 1, because I'm a nerd, but 2, because also sometimes they're funny.
Okay. Yep.
And one of the things they said, so Taylor Swift's cheapest tickets,
Yep.
which is probably standing outside the MCG, $80.
Okay.
And her most expensive, $1,500.
That's not... Okay, yeah.
For inflation, when the Beatles played the MCG, and you adjusted the price for inflation, every ticket, $64.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
Jesus.
much cheaper, but also like you weren't spending 15 times as much to be closer. They were just $64 tickets to get
you
into
just
the G.
get in early and good luck.
Yeah.
Pull the chick's hair in front of you.
That led someone that I know to say, well, the Beatles are no Taylor Swift.
You know what I was thinking? I'm not going to bash Taylor Swift, but we'll move on. What I am going to bash, going back to my TikToks that I bought.
Biscuits.
What happened to biscuits? Like, I opened this packet of TikToks.
Yep.
And I was just like, they're tiny.
They're smaller.
So it's like they used to be this big.
Yep.
Of the size of the stubby holder.
Yes.
Now they're this big, the size of the can.
Yep.
Which is not much smaller. I'm
Yes.
very annoyed. Because
not
they're
the
more
same.
expensive. And you know what else doesn't taste as good?
The icing.
No, they still taste good.
Okay, good.
But other biscuits that they've fucked up, I don't know what they've done with it. Wagon wheels.
Yeah. Do you know it'll be a change in the recipe, the type of sugar they use and
Yeah.
stuff like that?
Crap.
Yeah. Because you've got to be a bit healthier these
Why?
days.
They're wagon wheels. They're raspberry and biscuits and marshmallow coated in chocolate. If I wanted to be healthy, I'm
Yeah.
not eating that.
No, that's true.
Stupid.
It is a thing, like healthy food choices. It's not up to the company.
Also,
It's up to you.
it was National Tim Tam Day the other day, so
I
bought some of
missed
those
it.
for work.
37 different flavours of Tim Tam now.
There was a few. Dark chocolate Tim Tams, it's a no from me.
No. Dark chocolate, generally, it's a no from me.
Yep.
My cooking class this week, one of the students was like, oh, I don't eat dark chocolate. Like, it's equal parts dark chocolate and cream. It's not going to be bitter, this chocolate sauce. You'll be fine. It's also poured on your crepe with strawberries. It'll be sweet enough.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was like, what happened to biscuits?
Good question.
Like,
Mr. Arnott?
why do we make them smaller? I know why you make them smaller, because you make them smaller and then you still have the same price.
But also,
Or increase the price.
you can eat the same amount of TikToks and still be wanting more TikToks and eat more.
Yeah. And also, don't tell me that 4 pieces of chocolate from a chocolate block is 1 serve. You don't know me.
How many... This says 1 serve is 11 chips. Actually, that's not bad.
Not bad, but 1 serve is the packet.
packet, yeah.
Come on.
It's like that meme that says...
I'm a small family.
I just recently learned about serving sizes. I also learnt that I'm a family of 4.
Yeah.
What else are we going to talk about? Did you have was that the big question? What's happened to biscuits?
My big question is, what happened to biscuits and why? Even though I just answered myself.
So it's something for the listeners. Can we make it what's your favourite biscuit?
Yeah, go, what's your favourite, like, nostalgic biscuit? What's the biscuit that brings back all the memories? And why is it a TikTok?
Okay, so...
Or an iced Vovo?
Let's look at the Arnott's, right? Arnott's assorted creams has in it, all right?
I know it's got a Kingston, Monte Carlo, the orange one that nobody eats, a shortbread cream, and a chocolate one.
Monte Carlo creams,
Yep.
Delta cream.
What are they?
I think that's the
chocolate one?
biscuit with just a white cream. Orange slice, I'm up there for the orange slice. Shortbread cream and Kingston. I'm going Kingston, orange, Monte Carlo, shortbread, Delta.
Shortbread, Monte Carlo, Kingston. What's the Delta cream?
The Delta cream's the chocolate one.
That's a Kingston, isn't it?
No, the Kingston is a ginger nutty biscuit with the chocolate cream. The Delta cream has the chocolate biscuit. It's a rip-off Oreo.
Oh, yes, the rip-off Oreo.
The rip-off Oreo, yeah.
Shortbread cream,
Yep.
Monte Carlo, Kingston, Delta cream, orange.
In the family assorted,
Yep, Nice.
we have Scotch Finger,
Yep.
Milk Arrowroot, Nice, Choc Ripple, Teddy Bear, Butternut Snap, Milk Coffee.
That's too many.
I'm going
Shortbread.
Choc Ripple.
Choc Ripple? What's Choc Ripple?
It's the chocolate biscuit, mate.
Mate, I need to look. You're looking at them. Don't judge me.
It's a Choc Ripple biscuit.
Arnott's, what are they called? Arnott's family.
Arnott's family assorted. Okay. I'm going Choc Ripple, Scotch Finger, Nice, Teddy Bear, Butternut Snap, Milk Arrowroot, Milk Coffee.
Oh, that's Choc Ripple.
Should I be writing this down?
Where does it say what's in it?
You got to look, say, Arnott's family assorted names.
Okay. Scotch Finger?
At the top.
Yeah, Scotch Finger's the best one.
Choc Ripple, mate, come on.
Scotch Finger, Teddy Bear, Nice, Milk Coffee,
How are you putting Milk Coffee above Choc Ripple?
Choc Ripple, Milk Arrowroot, Butternut Snap, whatever it is.
No. I think the Kingston is little butternut snaps with the chocolate cream in between.
Raspberry Shortcake, yeah, that was the other ones.
Oh, there's a high tea assorted.
There's a high tea assorted that
What's
has
in that?
Scotch Finger,
Oh,
Raspberry Shortcake,
Yep.
Monte Carlo, and Shortbread Cream. So that's fancy ones.
raspberry shortcake, Monte Carlo, Scotch Finger, shortbread cream.
What?
Yeah.
How do you put Shortbread Cream as the lowest biscuit on any biscuit?
For those four, it is.
Nah. There is no way that a Scotch finger is better than a shortberry cream.
All right, listeners, get into the Facebook group or follow us on the socials at 2 out of 3 Brothers to
last
rank
episode.
your Arnott's biscuits in the family assorted. I like a milk coffee because I've conditioned myself to like a milk coffee from having been a teacher. They're the ones left in the tin by the time I get to the staff room. So I've conditioned myself to like a milk arrowroot and a milk coffee.
At work, the ones that are always left in ours are the orange ones.
Oh, bring them home. Bring them to the podcast. I'll eat them. Thanks for listening to another episode of 2 out of 3 Recommend. Jump into our Facebook group. Follow us on the socials at 2 out of 3 Brothers. Like, comment, subscribe, and tell your friends. Recommend us to your friends, if you will. Thanks, Brett.
Thanks, Lee.